everybody, welcome back to Tech Odyssey. So today I'm back with another BLU phone, and this time it's their brand new G9. This is their new mid-tier offering phone that's running the MediaTek Helio P22 processor, clocked at 2 gigahertz. It's got a 6.3 inch infinity display. So what that means is it's running at HD plus 720p resolution at 271 pixels per inch. It's got 64 gigabytes of internal storage, a 4,000 milliamp battery, got the fingerprint sensor on the back, still has the headphone jack, and it's running Android 9.0 Pie, all for the low price of $129, which is pretty impressive. So if you want to see what it looks like, here it is, the brand new G9, and it comes in this beautiful blue color. So you got the teardrop notch there, 13 megapixel camera on the front, the 13 megapixel and the 2 megapixel on the back, and all that you could ask for $129. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at the brand new BLU G9. So as you can see from taking a look at the new G9, you can see they made some stylistic changes with it, and I think that it's all for the better. It looks absolutely stunning in this brand new blue color that they have with the premium metallic finish. They've really upped their game whenever it comes to design and aesthetics with the new phone. Now this is their new mid-tier offering. It has a 6.3 inch HD plus infinity display rated at 270 pixels per inch. That's a 720 by 1520 resolution. It's got a dual camera setup on the back, a 13 megapixel and a 2 megapixel camera that work together, but it also creates 52 megapixel super zoom photos. So it condenses 4 pixels into the same space and allows you to zoom in super far, and you don't have to worry about losing clarity, and you can zoom even farther than before with regular pictures. So it's a really cool feature. It has a 13 megapixel front facing selfie camera as well. You still have your fingerprint sensor on the back. It has micro SD card support up to 128 gigabytes on top of the 64 gigabytes of storage, 4 gigs of RAM, and it has a 4,000 milliamp battery with quick charge. So you don't need to worry about running out of battery anytime soon. In addition to that, it's running the latest and greatest Android 9.0 Pie, which is the first ever to launch on a new BLU phone. So it's super exciting. So the new G9 has a great form factor on it. It's got the teardrop cutout for the 13 megapixel camera on the front. It has a nice glass screen protector that's included in the box as well. So job well done there for BLU. You have your volume rockers and your power button on the right hand side. And just like all other BLU phones, there are no additional buttons on the left hand side. But you can see the SIM tray there, which will hold either dual SIMs, or you can put a SIM card and an SD card. On the bottom, we have our USB-C connector, our 3.5mm headphone jack, and our mono speaker down on the bottom, which actually produces pretty good sound. I've got the BLU logo on the back, which they've changed up a bit, and it really flows with the blue color on the back of the device. You can see the dual camera setup, the LED flash, the fingerprint sensor. Everything about this phone is built from the ground up around style, fashion, efficiency, and overall, it is just a beautiful looking new phone. Alright, so what you can see here on this beautiful new device is that we're also running the beautiful new Android 9.0 Pie, which is pretty amazing considering this is a budget phone that you can pick up right now on sale for $129. So a couple new things that you can see here. It's still got the Google live feed and the assistant over here on the left. From the drop down, then you have the quick settings, and then you have the expanded quick settings. And one thing I really like about here is the calculator. Now I wish that so many other manufacturers would put this in here, especially with the different launchers and stuff they have, but it's so nice just being able to go to the calculator from the home screen or pretty much anywhere. So I'm really stoked about that. They have night light, they have got screen recorder, the flashlight up there, so some pretty cool things going on. And if you pay attention down here, it's really nice because as you swipe back and forth between pages, your home icon buttons still remain down there, which is nice. Now, one thing I don't like is you can't change it. It stays at 5. You can't do 4, only 5. So that's really annoying. But you get your home button here, so this works as a home button, but then you also swipe up, and it lets you switch between the apps. So this is another new feature, and you can see the spindle is really smooth. So let's check out YouTube. YouTube's working good. You just swipe up again. We'll check out Twitter. Twitter's working nice. And check out the camera. So all in all, and then you just swipe away everything when you want to get rid of it. So easy peasy. And then you get here for the back button. And then one other thing I want to show you. So let's go ahead and open up YouTube Studio. I'll go ahead and open up Instagram. You can see right here, it talks about how much memory is left. So you got 4 gigabytes of RAM, and then whenever you have apps loaded, you can see that it changes to show you how much available memory that you have. So I did have the opportunity to go out and shoot some pictures with the G9. I got some selfie photos here. Now they were taken pretty much in the same spot. The lighting is a little inconsistent, but the overall quality and the sharpness of the image is good. And you can even zoom in, you can see the individual hairs there. Of course, you can see the gray hair in my beard. You can see the lack of hair on my hairline. But overall, I think that it's a pretty solid selfie camera, especially with the 13 megapixels, which BLU is pretty well known for putting solid selfie cameras in their phone. So I'm glad that they did that. Now, as far as the regular 13 megapixel shooter on the back, it takes good pictures as well. It takes photos in HDR as well as with the 52 megapixel super zoom mode. There are 3 distinct modes, but there are benefits to taking each one. Now the regular shooter got a pretty quick shutter speed on it. It's a little bit more processing with the HDR and then the 52 megapixel super zoom, but overall I'm very happy with the camera. The color saturation is good, the sharpness is good, and you can zoom in and see the quality that the camera really has to offer for the phone. I think they did a good job. Okay, so now I want to go ahead and take an opportunity to show off the 52 megapixel super zoom feature, which is one of the big selling points for this camera. Now this right here is an HDR photo, and the HDR, the high dynamic range, it takes pretty solid photos, and there's not a whole lot base image quality difference between the HDR photo and the super zoom. But what the super zoom does, it allows you to go in even farther and take a closer look at your picture without losing any of the detail, the color, and it looks really, really nice. So let's go ahead and take the 52 megapixel picture here, and I'm able to do this with the screen record function on the phone itself, and then I transferred it over. So here we go, HDR and super zoom. You can see there's not a whole lot of difference there. It looks pretty much identical. Now, where you see the difference is when you zoom in. So this is the regular HDR, and for a frame of reference, there we go. This is as far as it will zoom in right there. You can see what the eyes and the nose look like. Now let's go ahead and switch over to 52 megapixel super zoom, and let's keep on zooming. So look at that. So you can noticeably zoom in much farther than you can with the regular HDR, and you don't lose any of the additional quality on the photo. So even when you're zoomed in farther than you are with the HDR, you can still see that the image looks nice and you have much more detail. So that right there is as far as the HDR will zoom in, and you can see that when you're zoomed in, it's not as nice or clear, especially looking around the edges. You look at the hair there, the nose, several other features on the photo itself, and of course you can zoom in much, much farther. So I think it's a really impressive feature that you're going to like, especially if you like to go out and take photos. This will give you the opportunity to zoom in and see that fine detail of the picture that you wanted to take with your camera. Alright, so that's all I've got for the brand new BLU G9. As you can see from the video, it has a lot of good things going for it. Now, it's a solid mid-tier phone. It's not a flagship phone by any stretch of the imagination. It doesn't have a lot of things we typically associate with them, like a faster processor, wireless charging, IP68 water and dust resistance, and all that. But for a mid-tier phone at $129 introductory price and a regular MSRP at $179, you really can't beat it. It's got a 4,000 milliamp battery. It's got the 13 megapixel camera on the front and one on the back as well. The 52 megapixel super zoom, the P22 processor, and the beautiful 6.3 inch display. There's so many compelling reasons for it. So I think it's a really good phone for a lot of people, checks a lot of boxes, and I think it's something that you'll really enjoy if this is what you're looking for. So that's all I've got on the BLU G9. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down in the comment section. I'll get back with you. As always, thanks for tuning in. If you like the video, hit the subscribe and the notification bell so you can get the latest and greatest. And I'll see you guys next time.